Hi, this is Darren from Old Dog Coaching, and joining me today is Natalie. Nat, good day, mate.
G'day, mate.
How you doing today, Nat?
Fantastic.
Good. So, Nat and I were having a discussion the other night, and just some of the things that we were talking about really seemed to resonate with one another. And one of the things that we wanted to help kind of people be aware of was that voice that we use with ourselves, that inner critic voice. And the real kicker to the inner critic is it's our own voice that's doing it to us. So as we've talked about, Nat, on the one hand we can be our valiant superhero, but on the other hand we can also be the boogeyman, the yin to the yang. Do you want to kind of lead the discussion about what kind of things have you noticed you say about to yourself when you're exercising, training, i.e. not sticking to the diet? And I'll share some of my experiences, and then why don't we offer some solutions how to deal with that?
Sure. So what I have learned is that inner voice can either make or break you. It's that powerful, and I found that it's so easy to be critical of yourself rather than have positive affirmations and praise yourself, for the good that you've done. So for example, if I miss a training session because I can't get up in the morning, I find myself saying, get up, you fat bi.
Yeah. And I think it's really important for people to realize, look, Nat and I discussed this, and we think it's important that you hear the kind of language that we talk to about ourselves. And Nat would say to herself, don't be such a fat, what. And mine, when the words I used to use with myself was, come on, don't be such an effing pussy. So we've got to be really careful of the language that we use with ourselves. Sorry, Nat, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And then another situation is if I'm in the middle of a training session or towards the end of a training session and I just feel like I cannot push any harder, and the words that you say to yourself are just crazy, like, come on, you're so weak, you're pathetic, keep moving, don't give up, and they're words that you would never say to anyone else. You would only say these words to yourself, and yeah, it's really bad.
It is really bad, and I think these are the techniques I've used. I think that we have to be really, number one, we just have to kind of embrace ourselves and realize that, look, we're not good or bad people because this is the way we talk to ourselves. We're just doing the best we can. And I think one of the most important things is when we use this language with ourselves is not to judge ourselves. All right. So number one, when you notice that you're using this language with yourself, please let's not judge ourselves. We do enough judging and shaming already of ourselves. Number two, what do you think we should do with that once we notice that language?
I think we need to switch it right around quick smart and give ourselves some positive words. It could be about the progress you've made. It could be the intensity you've put into that particular workout, but just don't give up. And I think it's so easy to do. We need to focus more on the positive, which is a lot harder to do than focusing on the negative.
And something I'm a huge proponent of is the physical is the easy part. It's the emotional and the spiritual, which is a difficult part. So number one, we need to kind of create that awareness of the language that we use with ourselves. As Nat said, we would never ever speak to anybody else in the same language that we use with ourselves. Number two, as Nat said, let's replace it with a positive affirmation. So instead of getting negative with ourselves, whipping and shaming ourselves, instead let's build ourselves up. And number three, and I think this is really, really, really important. Okay. Number three is let's go easy on ourselves, because I find we are our own toughest critic. Okay. As I mentioned before, it's not that we're good or bad people because this is how we talk to ourselves. We are just people doing the best that we can right now. And the key is there's always room for progression. Okay, not perfection, but progression. Great, thanks a lot, Nat.
Thanks, Darren.
Have a great day.